Hello, everybody. This is Dee from Dee's Cute and Crafty, and I am back with my I Love Christmas series. This is video number 3, and I am super excited, as always, to bring you this content. And as always, I have 3 DIYs to show you. I had such a hard time picking a favorite, you guys. Let's jump right in. I'm going to start out with this Dollar Tree frosted greenery. I have some nautical cord. I have these 3 different colors of baker's twine that I picked up from Hobby Lobby. I have one of the Dollar Tree wood rounds. I've got ribbon from various places, Marks, and I believe Walmart. I got this ribbon at Marks. It was 25 feet for like $1.49. So I hope I can find some more this year. You guys, I have some bottle caps, some water bottle plastic caps. I save these. I figure I can do something with them, buttons, wheels, um, I don't know, little balls, but today they're going to be peppermint. I will be using my Waverly White. I will not be using my Waverly Ballet Slipper. I'm going to use my Folk Art Nutmeg. And we're going to start out by taking this hanger off of the back. I've already removed the sticker, as you can see, and I sanded it down just to get rid of the stickiness so that my paint looks better. I did have to give this 2 coats of paint because I could still see that square underneath. It actually could have used 3, but I stopped at 2. On the back of this, you're not going to see me do it, but I did cover the back of this sign with some cardboard just because I was not going to try to pull all that off of there. It was just too much. It was easier just to cover it so that I get a nice, neat surface on the back. So now I'm taking my nautical cord and I'm just going to hot glue all the way around this circle. I think that this adds texture and it gives me that little bit of a rustic feel that I love. And now I'm going in with my pencil and I'm doing the face of this gingerbread girl. I like to pencil in everything first, and I had penciled it in, but then I thought they probably can't see it, so I'm going to go over and make it darker so you can see how I did that. But in the end, of course, I'm going to use my black Sharpie, and that's really going to darken everything up so you can see it. You guys, thank you so very much for joining me today. To all my new subscribers, welcome, welcome, welcome to the Cute and Crafty family. Big hugs. I'm so blessed and happy to have you here. And to my ride or dies, you know who you are, the ones that have been with me from the very beginning. Thank you. I love and appreciate you. Thank you so much for always coming back. So I'm just about done getting my face on. I went in with my black marker and I tried to fill the eyes in, but the marker was just really, I don't know, it was not doing well. So I went in with my Hello Hobby black paint, and now I'm going in with my red marker, and I was going to do the cheeks in the ballet slipper, but after I did the nose in the red, I liked it better, so I just kept going with it. Now I'm just going to fill in the mouth. You guys can make your face on your gingerbread girl any way you want. I just thought this was cute. So I'm taking my Waverly white chalk paint and I'm adding some light to the eyes, to the cheeks, and just above the nose. I did go back in with my Dollar Tree white marker and I went around her eyes because I felt like they didn't pop as much as I wanted them to. So you'll see that in the reveal. Now I'm going to set that aside and we are going to work on making these bottle cap peppermints. I don't know, I just save everything like I said. Most crafters do. So I wanted some peppermint and I wanted some that was dimensional. I was going to just do some cardboard rounds, but they were going to come up too flat for what I wanted. So I'm just taking 2 bottle caps and I'm hot gluing those together. And I'm just going to go around the edge of it with this baker's twine, covering up my seam. And then I'm just going to fill in everything else. Just going to go around it in all directions until all of that bottle cap is covered. And pay attention to this because I made a lot of these in every color of that baker's twine that I have because I will be using them in another DIY in this video. These came out really cute and they were super easy, fun and relaxing to do. I just sat and watched TV and just put together a bunch of these. Now I'm going to take my ribbon and make a bow for our gingerbread girl's head. She needs a nice little cute bow. Before I do that, I'm going to draw her hair on, or the frosting that you see on a gingerbread cookie. Just some wavy, wiggly squiggles. I think that that came out really cute. Just darkening them up a little bit. You guys, if you like this content, and I hope you do, please don't forget to give it a big fat thumbs up, like, share, comment, subscribe. I would love to have you here. Share me out with all your friends and family. When you give it a thumbs up, YouTube knows that you're watching. They know that you're enjoying, so they share me out as well. And for that, you guys know I'm always grateful. Thank you. So I'm eyeballing the bow just to see how big I want it to be. And I love layering my bows. I like using at least 2 or 3 different ribbons. I just think it's pretty that way. Now I'm going to take some of this snowy, it looks like fern, but it's pretty because it's got that Christmas vibe to it. So I'm going to take this greenery and I'm just going to tie it on with the ribbon. It's going to stack everything, grab my jute twine, pinch it in the middle and tie it off. Normally I would tie my bow on, but because this wood round is so thick and I don't have anything to drill through it, I am just going to hot glue it on. I did add a jute twine hanger to the back so that this can be hung up. Here you see me adding my little green and white peppermint, or in this case, I guess it's a spearmint piece of candy. I love how she turned out. And here she is, finished DIY number 1. You guys, I can't pick a favorite. I am having such a hard time with this gingerbread decor because it's all so adorable. I don't know which one to choose. I'll know by the end of the video and I'll let you know. But you guys, as always, comment down below. Let me know which one is your favorite of the 3 that I'm bringing you today. I'm telling you, I'm hard pressed to choose. Moving on to DIY number 2, we're going to start out with that same twine. And I have my folk art in raw sienna. I have my markers in red and white. And I also have the Hello Hot, nope, it's the Waverly White Chalk Paint. I've got some beads from Dollar Tree, some ribbon from my stash, those bottle caps that we talked about, some silver paddle wire. I have some cardboard, a Believe word from Hobby Lobby, and one of the Dollar Tree metal wreath forms, and this wood round from Hobby Lobby. Gonna start out by giving it a coat of the Waverly White Chalk Paint. Okay, you guys, this is it. I'm gonna say I'm gonna say this one is my favorite because it has so much detail to it. You guys know I am a sucker for detail. I absolutely love it, and I get so into the DIY, so engrossed in what I'm doing, and it just grows from that. And this one definitely did that. It is my favorite, hands down. I'm choosing it. So I'm gonna set that wood round aside and let it dry, and I'm just gonna freehand a gingerbread boy. You're going to need 6 of these, and that's why I'm using cardboard and not MDF. Cardboard is free if you have anything ever delivered to your home. I'm sure you've got some cardboard sitting around, and it is easy to work with, and it gives you such a nice look when you paint it. You can make it look any way you want, like wood, or make it look distressed. So that is why I'm using the cardboard, easier on my hands, and it is the most inexpensive thing that I have that I can use. This came out super cute. I love it, and I hope you guys do too. So I'm just getting my little gingerbread boy cut out. Again, you're going to need 6 of these. So gather up all your cardboard that you have sitting around, and let's craft something beautiful. Once I get him all cut out, I'm going to go in with my jute twine from Dollar Tree, and I'm just going to trim him out, adding some hot glue on the edge and just trimming him out. I want it to look finished. I want to cover up the corrugation of the cardboard that you see on the very trim or the very edge of the gingerbread boy. I don't want that to show. And you guys know that I do this usually if I'm using cardboard. I'll trim out the edge with something 90% of the time. So now I have all of my little gingerbread boys or men, whatever you want to call them. I have them all ready to go. And I'm going to go in with this like toasty kind of gingerbread color. I know gingerbread is darker than this, but I'm going to do it this color because I like this color for this. You guys do it however you want. And I'm doing a rough paint. As you can see, I am leaving some of that cardboard showing through. So I'm just going to make a little simple face, just 2 eyes and a little smiley face. And you guys can make your face however you like, but this is cute and simple. And now I'm going to take my white marker from Dollar Tree and make the little frosting on the ankles, I guess, and the wrist of the gingerbread boy. Anyway, I'm going to do that. And I have these green little beads from Dollar Tree. And you guys saw the pack. It was purple, pink, yellow, and then the green. So the green is perfect for this. Giving him his little buttons down the front of his body. I grabbed some gingham red, and it's more of a tan than it is white, from my stash, and making little bows. You guys can change this up. There can be all different color bows if you want. Some can be red, some can be green. You can change up your beads, whatever you want to do. This is how I chose to do it. I love it. So I'm taking my red Sharpie, and you can paint this if you don't want to use a Sharpie, but it was quick and easy, and it kept everything nice and neat, and I didn't have to wait for it to dry. So that's why I did it. I did go back and dot that eye in some white paint. It ended up being more pink than white, and I went over it again. But I think I'm going to go back and put a green bead at the top of that believe word for that dot for the eye. Now I'm going to take some wood glue and some hot glue for that short-term, long-term hold that we love. And I'm going to apply my believe word to the center of my wood round. Just going in with one of my little tools so I can pick out the extra hot glue that seeped through. Going to set that aside, and now I'm going to take some of this burlap ribbon. I got this ribbon from Dollar General. It's been in my stash forever. You guys know I love to wrap my wreath forms in burlap. I like to wrap it in ribbon, fabric, socks, whatever I can come up with just to get it covered and to give it some texture. And now I'm going to wire my believe wood round to the center of my wire wreath form. I just poke some little holes. This is easy to do because this wood is so thin. I just poked some holes in 4 places on the round, and then just added some of that paddle wire and attached it to the wreath round, that wire wreath form, just attached it to that. Now I'm putting on my gingerbread men, and I'm just, you guys know I like to place everything first so that I can get it right before I start hot gluing. And now I'm showing you again the bottle caps and how we just wrapped them in the twine. I told you I made a lot of them when I showed you the first one in the video just before this one. And we're just going to place those in between each of the snowmen. So now that I know how I want it, I'm going to start hot gluing my snowmen to the burlap. Making sure that their feet touch, because I'm going to go back and hot glue their feet together as well. Again, you guys, hands down my favorite. It is so stinking cute. I love it. Now I'm going to start hot gluing down my little peppermint candies. I am going to put a jute cord hanger on the back. And this little guy is done and ready to be displayed. And here is DIY number 2. I love it. I just do. I really do have to go back and put a little green bead for the dot of that eye, and I'll get that done. But you guys, this is just gorgeous. I just thought of that while I was, putting this together and doing my voiceover and looking at it. I'm thinking, what can I do with that eye? So yeah, I'm going to put a green bead there. But I think this is just so fun and festive, and it was easy to do, fairly inexpensive. I mean, cardboard and bottle caps, you guys. Moving on to DIY number 3. Here we go again with that cardboard. And then I have this beautiful piece of scrapbooking paper from Hobby Lobby. I have some more cardboard. This is thinner cardboard that I bought off of Amazon. I have some of the Dollar Tree frosted berries, some Dollar Tree greenery, Dollar Tree pine cones, Dollar Tree nautical cord, Dollar Tree burlap from the Crafter's Square. And I have some Dollar Tree baker's twine and also some from Hobby Lobby. My ribbon came from Joann Fabrics. My burlap ribbon came from Dollar Tree. I'll be using my Hello Hobby in black and my Waverly in white, a Dollar Tree glue stick, and various ribbons from various buttons from Hobby Lobby. So we're just going to start out by freehanding some peppermint candy canes are what we're doing. So after I get my candy canes freehanded and all cut out, I did go back in and I didn't show you that footage, you guys, but I'm going to tell you what I did. I went back in and I made some little like peppermint lollipops, but they're not 3-dimensional. I just cut some circles from the cardboard. I took some white paint and I painted those circles. And then I took some of the baker's twine and I trimmed out the edge like you just saw me do on the gingerbread boy. And then I just took a marker and I did the little swirl and added it to a toothpick pretty much. So you'll see those in the DIY at the end. So same thing applies here. With my cardboard, I'm trimming it out. I'm using that red and white baker's twine, and that is from Dollar Tree. So when you see that peppermint, those peppermint lollipops, you'll see the baker's twine around the edge because they are just cardboard, and I love that trim work on there. That's why this was hard to choose, because everything had so much detail to it, and I just love detail work. So I'm giving this a coat, a very rough coat. Again, leaving some of that cardboard showing through, just peeking through a little bit because I love that rustic look that it gives me. Just giving it a rough coat with that Waverly white, and I'm going in with my red marker and just making my candy cane stripes. I did a couple of those, and I freehanded my gingerbread man. You saw me do the smaller ones. I just did this one bigger. Going to set that aside, and I'm just going to get my craft paper attached to one of the pieces of cardboard. Again, I ordered this cardboard on Amazon. I got 50 pieces for under 20 bucks. That might seem a little expensive, but I use it a lot. So now I'm just going to trim out my gingerbread man. Get him all cut out. And now I'm just going to trace him onto the burlap because I want to add some texture to him. And that burlap is perfect for this DIY. I had tissue underneath the burlap because I thought it was going to bleed through onto my table with that Sharpie, but it actually didn't. So I ended up not needing that paper towel, but the surface of my table is like a porcelain kind of texture. I bought these 2 big slabs from Lowe's, and they clean up so easy. So I'm pretty sure that would have just come off with a baby wipe. So now that I have this burlap cut out, I am attaching it to my cardboard with hot glue. Again, you don't have to have this thin cardboard. You could use regular old free cardboard from any box that you have. A cereal box, a package that came in the mail, a shoe box, anything like that will work. Now I'm going to go in with my nautical cord, and I'm going to trim around this gingerbread man. It's all about texture and dimension and that farmhouse look for me. Just cutting off any extra pieces that are sticking out. Doing a little cleanup. Now I'm trying to decide which set of buttons I want to use. So I'm just putting them all on there, having a look, trying to determine which ones I like the best. And I ended up going with the green and white stripe. I felt like it needed a little pop of color. Yes, this is country. Yes, it is neutral, but I do love my pops of color. Just hot gluing those down. And I'm just going to hot glue my gingerbread man to my trees. This Christmas tree paper, I thought it was really cute, and it gives him a nice neutral background to sit on. And you guys, I know you're probably wondering, hey, he doesn't have a bow. He should have a bow at his neck. Well, he doesn't, because there's going to be so much going on off to the side of him that the bow is overkill. I didn't need it. And can you imagine me saying I don't need a bow when I put a bow on everything? Oh my goodness, what's going on? I'm taking my white marker from Dollar Tree and giving him a face, and it didn't show up the way I wanted. So I ended up using my Hello Hobby, I don't know why I keep saying that, my Waverly white chalk paint. So I took my bow and I made it a little different this time. You guys have seen me make this before. I haven't made it recently, but for this DIY, I felt like it was the better choice. All I did was make my loops and I stacked them like I normally do. The difference on this bow is that I cut notches in each side. One notch on each side, being very careful not to cut all the way to the middle. And a lot of you make notched bows because you've commented that you make them that way. So I did a notched bow because I wanted more of a rounder, puffier bow. And if you notch it, as you can see, that's what you're going to get, as opposed to a long looking bow. So now that I've got my bow done, I'm just attaching all my embellishments, my greenery, my pine cones, my little candy canes, and you'll see me pull my lollipops out. Well, actually, you won't. I think I did them after that, after this, and they end up in the reveal. They end up in the reveal of this DIY. So I'm sorry I didn't show you how I made them, but I did explain in great detail how they are made. Just going to add some frosted berries in. And I added tumbling tower blocks to the back of this one so that he can stand on his own. It's not something you have to hang, but if you want to, you could definitely put a jute cord hanger in the back of this. You could trim it out all the way around with some tumbling tower blocks or with some wood pieces to frame it out. You could do that also. But I love this one. It's so cute. And here is finished DIY number 3. You can see the little lollipop sticking out that I told you about. I had those little leftover red bows from another DIY where I had some tiny green bluish color wreaths, and I just saved the bows from that. And I just used cardboard and just trimmed it out in the baker's twine and made my little swirls with paint and markers. And it made the cutest little lollipop, and I feel like that helped to finish off this DIY. Oh my gosh, you guys. I am really interested to know which one is your favorite because I I struggled trying to choose, but I am going to go with that Believe gingerbread wreath. And here is the final reveal of everything I've made for you today. I have never made a full gingerbread video on my channel before. I've done gingerbread. I made a gingerbread garland, but it was with some other things. Um, but this is really cute. I'm so excited about it. I really am. I'm just smiling from ear to ear because I really like each piece. You guys, thank you so much for joining me today. You have been so wonderful, so awesome in every video. You show up, you comment. I love it. Please leave me a comment in this video. Leave me a gingerbread boy if you have one in your emojis. That lets me know you hung out with me today. If you don't have one, leave me a candy cane. Either or will do. I love to know that you guys are here. I love to interact with you. You guys keep me going. You're my support system along with my crafting. And I'm so blessed. I really, truly am blessed and happy as always to have you. So until I see you in my next one, you guys, you know what I need you to do. Be blessed, stay safe, and craft something beautiful today, you guys. Bye.